Hey everyone, welcome to Breaking the Silence Mental Health, a space where real people share real stories without judgment, without filters, and without pretending everything is fine when it isn't. I'm your host, Haniyyah Imran, and today we're opening up our very first episode with a topic that so many experience but so few actually talk about: anxiety. Today I have a really special guest with me, Mahnoor Salman, who is here to share her journey with anxiety. So, how are you feeling being on the podcast?
I'm really excited. I feel honored, honestly. The first episode.
Yeah. Well, whether you've lived with anxiety for years, struggled with body image, or even had issues related to public speaking, this series is for you. All of these issues can feel isolating, confusing, and even scary, but you aren't alone. And today's conversation proves that. So take a breath, settle in, and let's break the silence together. So, Mahnoor, when did you first start experiencing anxiety in your everyday life?
I think it was probably around like 8th grade when academics they start getting really overbearing, like more than
Yeah.
I'm used to. So it was like falling behind on assignments, having late submissions. So it really, rattled me.
Yeah, of course. I feel like eighth grade is such a turning point for so many people, even though nobody talks about it. One day school feels like manageable and predictable, but then suddenly like the workload, expectations just shoot up
Yeah.
without warning. That's such a real experience for so many students, but everyone keeps it to themselves because they think they're overreacting. Did you tell or talk to anyone about the issues you were facing, or did you not think of anything of that first?
Initially, I was kind of hesitant because I was like, okay, maybe it's just like a normal thing, maybe it's just stress. But eventually, I was like, okay, I know, I think I should get help from someone. So I talked to my parents. They were very helpful. They listened, they provided solutions. So, yeah.
And I think a lot of people can relate to that hesitation. It's so normal to just like brush things off at first, to tell yourself it's nothing, or that is just a phase. But anxiety doesn't just like magically disappear, right? It lingers, it grows, and eventually it demands to be acknowledged. The fact that you chose to talk to your parents, and more importantly, that they actually listened, because with some parents, they don't actually listen. So that's huge. So, how would you describe the feeling of anxiety emotionally, physically?
So I think it's kind of like you have so much going on and in your mind. It feels like it's being tugged at from like multiple directions. And like physically, it's like it could be like anything. It varies for people. It's like sweaty palms, shaky legs, fast heartbeats.
Yeah. And in my opinion, anxiety isn't just like thinking too much, it's like a full body experience on an emotional overload paired with like an actual physical reaction, which most people don't realize. And when you said it feels like everything is pulling your brain from all angles, that's such like a perfect way to like describe the mental pressure. And the physical symptoms, that's what people often misunderstand: your heart racing, your palms sweating, your legs shaking. That's your nervous system reacting as if you're in danger, even when nothing is like actually wrong. It's your body going into survival mode.
Yeah.
And that the way you broke it down makes it easier for like the people listening and watching to recognize as well. So, what is one thing you wish more people knew about anxiety?
Honestly, this might be controversial, especially in Pakistan, but like anxiety isn't something to be frowned upon. It's a very normal human emotion that you can't really control, even if you try. And it depend on like how old you are. That like, like, oh, kids get me stressed. That's not true.
My opinion, it's also like a message that needs to be repeated over and over, especially in our culture. Like for so long, mental health has had this sort of like weird stigma, as if struggling emotionally makes someone weak or dramatic, even though it literally doesn't. And what you pointed out is exactly right. Anxiety is a human emotion, not a character flaw, and age has nothing to do with it. You can be young and still experience real stress, real overwhelm, real anxiety. It doesn't wait for adulthood to just suddenly show up. What strategies or small habits can help someone cope with anxiety, even on the days which feels like the worst?
There's this really nice strategy I learned from a course once. It basically uses your five senses
Oh,
to
okay.
like ground you
Okay.
and make you aware of your environment. So first, you basically name five things you can see, four things you can hear, three things you can smell, two things you can feel, and one thing you can taste. It's
Oh.
basically meant to help you like ground yourself to reality and like
Yeah.
calm down, be aware of your surroundings.
Yeah, I feel like the way you describe it makes it so accessible to everyone listening.
it's very
It's simple, it's practical, and it brings you right back into the present moment when, in instances when you're like spiraling. What I love about it is how it uses your senses, and the objects don't have to be meaningful. It's about interrupting the anxiety
Yeah.
and anxiety loop, and gives your brain like a point of focus and
Yeah.
distracts it. Have any other podcasts, videos, or documentaries help you learn more about your mental health?
I don't know about podcasts, but I have been following some YouTube channels about mental health, like not just anxiety, but mental health in general. They have like real life stories from actual people, their experiences, and sometimes it's really helpful to know that you're not alone in what you're going through.
Yeah. That's the reason I started this podcast in the first place, because at least I feel like that there's something really powerful in hearing about other people's like real life stories from real people. So I feel like it can make a genuine impact. In your personal experience, is anxiety triggered by an event or moment, or could it just randomly start happening to anyone anywhere?
It can be both. Because like look, anxiety, it's not really predictable in the most
Yeah.
common ways. Like it can be because of like a trigger, like overstimulation, loud noises, pressure, but it can also be completely random, like for no reason, no apparent reason.
Yeah, I feel like anxiety doesn't always announce itself with a reason. Sometimes it just arrives. If you could send a message to other people who may be struggling silently, what would you like to tell them?
Okay, so for everyone who's listening, if you feel anxious a lot, just know that you're not alone. You're not being dramatic, you're not weak for feeling the way you feel. If you
Exactly.
feel comfortable enough, reach out to someone you know loves you and someone who you know will listen. You deserve peace, so just keep going. Everything's gonna be fine at the end.
I feel like that's exactly what people needed to hear. The way you spoke directly to anyone struggling, with softness, with empathy, with reassurance. That's the kind of thing that sticks with someone long after they hear it. And you guys aren't too much for feeling overwhelmed. And the line "you deserve peace," that's powerful. A lot of people don't believe that about themselves. Your message is grounding, comforting, and deeply human. You're giving people hope, and that's something incredibly me. Thank you so much for joining me for this first episode of Breaking the Silence Mental Health. Today's conversation was honest, vulnerable, and incredibly human. Hopefully, our next conversations in the next episode will also be the same. If today's conversation resonated with you, I hope you take with you this reminder. Your feelings are valid, your struggles don't make you weak, and you deserve peace. Not someday, but now. So make sure to tune in for the next episodes as well. This podcast exists to make sure you never have to face these things alone. Each episode, we're going to bring you more real stories, more honest conversations, and more reminders that your mental health matters. Until the next episode, be gentle with yourself. And remember, breaking the silence is the first step towards healing.